Radio Garage, we're back on the bench here. Got a Cobra 2000. This one here is Paul's. Just starting on it. Took it out of the box, fired it up, and just going to do a little preliminary check. Show you, Paul, and everybody else what it's doing. So, I just was checking out the front controls. And it looks like we have on the tone control here a channel kit, which you want an extra channel, so that's good. That's a good deal. I know you just pretty much got this radio and you don't know a whole heck of a lot about it. So what I want to do is just kind of go over everything with you as I find out about it, and this way you'll know what the deal is. Make sure she's got good transmit and receive before we start. So obviously this is going to need a full recap. We're going to do we're going to do new meters. I don't know what you want to do over here with these lights, mode lights, and channel display. Probably, I'm guessing you're going to probably keep all this stuff pretty much like the way it is, and we're just going to do your meters as far as outside cosmetic stuff. Got a 4-watt carrier, AM, hello, radio, check. Let me zoom in here for you guys. So she's doing about 15 watts. Hello, radio, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is AM, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe a little less. That's at 14 volts. What a sideband. She's doing about 14, I guess 14 watts AM. Audio check, 15, 16. Oh, we got 18 there on the peak. 1, 2, 19. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 3, 3, 3. Alright, so not too bad. Looks like everything's working good. We're back to AM. Audio. Check. So yeah, about 15 max on AM on the LP there. And let's just see what's working and what is looking like on the meters here. So yeah, mod meter's working. Okay, right here. Got it on modulation over down on the switch. Signal meter. Yeah, see it gets stuck. And it sticks. Not working too bad. Alright. We got our switching lights here are working. So that's good. I just want to let me make sure mode lights. Yep, mode lights are working. So pretty good candidate here for a little restoration. I'm going to dig into her. What I'm going to do first on these, what I do is I just go ahead and do the recap, full electrolytic recap, and then get the radio back on again, check it out, make sure everything's good. Then I'll go start doing the cosmetic stuff as far as meters. And while I'm doing that, I know he wants a 10-turn clarifier. I'll get that taken care of. A couple other little things that these get done to them, and then that's pretty much going to be it. Just good, straightforward tune alignment, and yep, that should do it. So we will be back and show you what kind of progress you made. Alright, we have a bunch of stuff done to this since last time I had the camera on. I have the whole thing recapped. I got your counter out. Hold on a second here. Counter's recapped. Alright, here's your counter. Here's your new caps. And got your regulator replaced over here. The cap over here on your power supply board's replaced. Got your AM regulator replaced, upgraded. And pretty much everything inside here for the board has been done. What I'm working on now is your meters. Alright, I got two. Just showing you. They are brand new meters. I'm going to put brand new meters in for you. Okay. And then I'll do your LED lights. Here's what they had in. Okay, something like this just isn't going to cut it. Looks like they've obviously been replaced. Yeah, I don't know how many times probably since this radio's been Looks like they went one LED. Let me see here. Yeah, one's an LED, and then one is incandescent actually. So that's a little bit different that they did that. That's, huh, okay. But anyways, yeah, this just fell right off when I took the back securement plate off the meters. So they're pretty toasty. When you get them done, like I said, get your meter lights done, and then I got to get your clarifier done. And this thing's pretty much, you know, full alignment obviously after tune. And this thing's pretty much, that's going to be it. So, coming along, just tedious. Alright folks, we are back, and well, you guys are going to get a kick out of this one. I'm redoing this video about, I don't know how many clips. I've been recording and doing clips with no audio. The microphone, I have a extender piece, so the microphone cord is longer, was disconnected. I did not know it, and been talking and doing clips, and there has been no audio. So I had done clips with the cover off showing everything that was done, and now I'm realizing that I have to redo everything, and I just don't have the time to go over everything quite like I did before. But I'm going to still try to do this part with the testing on the equipment since I have it hooked up. Then I will have to shut it down, and I'll take the cover off. I'll show you the inside. I think I did do that a little bit. I showed you the recap when I was done with that. But anyways, yeah, there really isn't much to show inside. I was just kind of talking about what I did here with these LED lights. Now, hopefully this camera's picking. This camera, I mean, for an expensive camera, I don't know. The lighting in it could be a little better. But anyways, went ahead, did the LED upgrades for all your lights. A couple of them were already LED. Like I think one of these, if you guys remember, was LED. One was stock incandescent. I think like one of these was LED. All the rest need to be replaced. So I just went ahead and replaced everything. Okay, now when you do that, some of you guys probably already know this, then you get that phantom glow of the digits of the channel display and some of the mode lights and stuff like that, because there's still power even with the switch off on these things. That doesn't get drained off if you're using LEDs. If you're using regular wheat bulbs or the stock factory bulbs, incandescent bulbs, when you turn the power off, that little bit of voltage is drained off, and it keeps from this stuff lighting up on the front. So anyways, you need to solve that problem because, well, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, if you don't mind the stuff glowing, you don't have to do anything. But me being like I am, and I'm sure like most people and most customers are going to want, when the switch off, for everything to be dark, especially if it's in a dark room or something. So what I do is a little bit different than some of the other ways. I mean, there's a bunch of ways out there. This is way off topic here on doing this radio, but it's just something that I thought I would touch on for a minute. I should have shown when I was doing it. But anyways, what I found is there are these power resistors. They're called thick film resistors. They work really good for something like this, because what you could do is you could get a high wattage resistor, and you could put right across from your hot to your negative as a bleeder resistor, and bleed that little bit of extra voltage right to ground. But the problem is, now that's not where it gets hot. The problem is these things, they get really, really hot because when it's in full on mode, okay, it's drawn a lot of current. Not a lot, but a decent amount. So these will get hot if you're not using a high wattage rated device. So what I found is they're in a 220 package like this. This is just an example. I don't have another one of those resistors like I used, but I'm just going to show you like what it would be like. Minus this center pin, you have two pins, or two legs, non-polarized of course, it's a resistor. Mounting tab just like this. And yeah, you can mount them. What I do is there's the heat sink that the frequency counter screws down into, and also the power supply main power transistor uses it as a heat sink. Punch a hole in there, get yourself a little insulator, get some heatsink compound, boom, screw and a nut, mount this sucker, let the heatsink wick all the heat away off of it. Plus the resistor I used that looks just like this was rated at 20 watts. It's a 20 watt resistor, which normally if you're going to use a 20 watt resistor, okay, you'd be looking at something like a sand resistor or a what else do they call them? A cement resistor, I believe. You'd be looking at something like this. Okay, so you don't want to use a big, huge, bulky resistor like that when you could use something like this. But yeah, luckily I had one of them laying around. It was actually by the same company that does the potentiometers for like the 10 turns and stuff like that. They do a bunch of stuff actually for electronics, but I've used, it's Borm's. I've used their potentiometers before, their pots. But yeah, this is what it is, guys. I wrote just on here for my own reference, 20 watter. It didn't say it on here. It's a 1% resistor, power resistor, thick film resistor. So pretty cool. Saves you hassle from doing a lot of other kind of rewiring and excuse me, and reconfiguring of different things and circuits and all that jazz. Alright, so let's check this thing out. Got it all dialed in, all lined up. I'll show you it all on the equipment. Just bear with me. Let me grab my microphone. She's on AM. Now you're going to be running this with your amplifier, so you only need about a 2 watt key. And then you have your variable on your amp too, so if you do have to slightly fine tune your carrier, you can do that right on the front of the amp. Looking for 2 watts, 2 watts, come on, 2 watts, we got her. Yep, on the money. Alright, show you average swing. She's got a good little average swing on her. Got a full 6 watts out of it. That's great. That's really great for one of these. Show you peak. Yeah, that's going to drive your amplifier beautifully. Audio check. Audio check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio check. Cobra 2000. Cobra 2K. 19 watts. Both meters are agreeing. Going to bump her over to sideband. Audio check. Break, break, break. Audio check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cobra 2K. Cobra 2K. 21 watts. That's really banging for one of these. Anybody that's got a 148 or a Grant or a Cobra 2K or like a Cobra 142 even, those are good numbers. That's pretty much it. I want to show you on the scope what it looks like. So let's just get that rolling here quick. We're in AM. We'll drop it down, back down to 19. Get off away from any of the monitor channels we got going on. So let's get a key. All right. There you go. Put the audio into it here, and there she is. So she's just at the breaking point. I got her maxed out, totally maxed out for audio, because when you run your, let's unplug this. When you run your D104, I know you have to. Sorry, camera's jumping around here. You normally have to turn this back, so I'm compensating for you having to roll your mic gain back to run your power mic. Okay, so she is right at the edge. Let's see. We'll go check out sideband. Let me switch this over. Darn camera mount sometimes it's a little bit wiggly. Alright, here's the two-toner. just get this dialed and just show you what I'm doing here. Whoops. Get that dialed in. There we go. Alright. She's all good there. Looking good. And one other thing I forgot to do. I forgot to show you the meters working. Maybe you caught it in the video, I don't know, but let's just make sure our meters are working good. Yellow, 1, 2. So in sideband, you'll get full swing on this meter here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're just talking regular, it doesn't bang off the side. And then you get no modulation. Your modulation doesn't work. But then when you go to AM, so that's normal. Don't get freaked out. When you go to AM, now you'll have this meter is going to be your modulation. It's going to swing. And this one here is going to, they call it, you know, your RF power, but I do kind of have it lined up with the 2 for 2 watts. Okay, see there? Audio. Audio. Check. Audio. Yeah, she's got audio. Yes, she does. Both those meters are swinging. How about it? Alright, so everything's working really good. So that's it for that. Let's get her on transmit, or let's get her on receive and just get this thing wrapped up. We got her on AM. Checking out sensitivity here. 111.5. Swing this over. Right there, 11, high 11s. And almost see a 12. Yep, 11.99 just had there. Alright, so that's AM. I'll let you hear it. Still in there good. Again, this is only 30% modulation. So let's switch it to sideband. We'll check out sideband now. Okay. And let's see. Oh, and I just thought of something else too that you had wanted me to do. I got your clarifier to go on the zeros. You were saying about wanting to go in between channels. So I did get it to do that. Alright, let's see where this thing comes in at here. It's going way down. That's what we like to see. 124. 124 right there. There you go. Yep. Darn good ears. And let's just. Okay. So that's that. Now, okay. Let's see, what else can we show you here? Let's show you that we got the meters calibrated. S9, I'm gonna go back to AM. Alright, here we go. So there's -73. Alright, there's your S9. Okay, so got the meters dialed in. And oh, okay, let me shut this off. Then I said I talked to you about you possibly wanted to go in between channels, so I said I would get you enough slide to do that. So here is, if you want to do that, you just move your course to get, you know, really close, and then you could use your fine to dial yourself in. Of course, the fine I have pretty stingy. But yeah, that's basically how you would do that, so you could go between the channels. All right, and this has, and this, you just lock yourself back in here. All right, so that's it. And also too, when I do the caps, the recap jobs, a lot of the caps get upgraded. Okay, I don't just put the same values in as, like, especially for the power supply one, your main filter cap. Let me just show you. Like, here's what comes. This 4700 from the factory. Okay, so I go ahead and I put in 10,000. It's actually the same size because caps are smaller now, you know, 30, 40 years later. They can make a 10,000 microfarad cap actually smaller than a 4700 back in the day. But yeah, so like, I mean, this cap here probably alone costs $10, you know, just for the one cap. So yeah, I mean, recap prices, especially for something like this, are a little bit higher. And yeah, so that's just something to keep in mind. So appreciate everybody tuning in and checking this out. I haven't done a Cobra 2000 in a while, so some of you guys might have found this a little bit refreshing to see something different. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Radio Garage, we're off the key.